Most guys think they're tight with their mates just because they can share a few memes or a few reels or they can roast each other. But the truth is, you can be in the same friend group for years and not grow your friendship at all. And when life gets real, when life hits, you'll find yourself very alone. And the first problem is small talk. Small talk is a killer of real friendship. I know everyone gravitates towards it because it's safe and it's comfortable, and you don't need to be vulnerable. And oh, no, men don't care about anything, and it's okay, and you don't, and you can stay super cool. But the thing with small talk, well, there's three things. Number one, it doesn't build loyalty because you only build real loyalty when you're going through something. Number two, it doesn't build trust to share what's actually on your mind, like share your opinions and share your values, and by extension, doesn't build real friendships. And number three, it doesn't actually build any respect beyond just being the funny guy. Because in order to command respect, you actually have to be talking about something genuinely important. So here's a question for you. When's the last time you had a conversation with somebody which you were still thinking about 2 weeks later? Because if it was too long ago for you to remember, chances are you're just the entertainment, you're not the friend. And I myself, I know there's a very clear distinction in my mind where people whom I see as entertainment, or if I'm bored, they're a good time, or people whom I see as interesting and genuine friendships. And the irony is, these friendships, the interesting and genuine ones, where we'll have 1 or 2 hour conversations about some ethical, like moral thing, they're also the ones where we'll be roasting each other the most and having the most fun times as well. But the context is you get both sides of it, so you value both sides much more than one friend who's just one-dimensional, right? So you need to progress your depth. So just this is pretty self-explanatory. I sort of wrote down a little autistic level system, so maybe I'll just read through those quickly, but you can create your own thing. You don't need to be that rigid with them. So I started off with level 1 being light topics like weather, sports, whatever. So that's pretty much what you probably already talk about. Level 2 being like shared experiences. So, a time when you all went on a trip together, a funny story that you were all part of, that sort of thing. So you probably already do that too. Level 3 is personal challenges. So this is when already some people sort of bow out. So it's, like work stress, family challenges, dating issues, mental health, stuff like that. Level 4 is values and goals. So like, what do you actually want in life? What success means to you? Like, this is a conversation me and my high value friends, I hate using that word, it's a bit like alpha male, red pill, but but me and my like high value or my strong friends will be having that conversation. Like, I remember specifically having this conversation about what's your end goal in life, or what's your end point. So, sort of talking about like how everyone would like to end their life and what they would like to have, success wise, family wise, that sort of thing. And yeah, those are the levels. The key insight is you can't jump from level 1 to level 4 instantly because it feels really weird and disjointed. You have to gradually progress. And so yeah, you need to, most guys will be out, like I said, before level 3. So you need to either slowly introduce it to your friendship, take that initiative, become that charmer. If you didn't see my video on becoming the charmer and becoming an identity-based shift, I would recommend that because that's one of the best videos I've ever made. So you need to become that person whom naturally shares these experiences and slowly start pushing the boundaries. See if they reciprocate. If they reciprocate, great. If they don't, time to find new friends. Just going to be real. If you haven't seen my video about finding new friends, you should watch that one. Again, quite a good video, but yeah, you need to find new friends. You need to dump your current friends if they're not willing to reciprocate this, because they're not friends. Like, again, they're just entertainment, right? So yeah, related to that, we're just going to look at some signals that your friends are actually open to depth. So number 1, watch for a tone shift, because obviously you go through phases. Like I said, my friends will be joking around, and when we're having like really funny conversation, we're not going to suddenly drop something deep. So just watch for someone gets quieter. Also, watch for body language changes, like when you're sharing your story, are they leaning in? Is there eye contact, or do they look a bit bored and disjointed? You need to look for, vulnerability, reciprocation, like them saying something back that resonates it, testing the water. So saying something and then seeing if they reciprocate it. So basically, the red light signals, so in other words, where they definitely don't care or they're not interested and you should dump them. Number 1 is they start making jokes to try and diffuse the tension or deflect. Number 2, they look around for an escape. And number 3, they give one-word orations, like one word responses, sorry, like, oh, right, or oh, okay, or something like that. Here's some practical moves to deepen the conversation, because I know that obviously moving up these levels and whatnot is great. You could be thinking, oh, but how do I actually do that? Because it's not like you can say to your friends, oh, let's just move to level 3 now. So I guess move 1 is you can ask questions that matter. So instead of how was your weekend or how was your week, say what was the best part of your week. You know, just like those simple little switches, or like how's work, or from how's work into are you feeling challenged at work, or are you just going through the motions, or how's dating going versus what are you looking for in someone right now, you know? And yeah, second move, I've already talked about this, so I won't really go into detail, but just share your story first. Show it safe. Share 70% of your comfort level and save 30% in reserve for the deeper friendships. You know, can I be real with you for a second? I'm dealing with X or whatever, you know? Number 3, this is an interesting one because you need to do it right. It's to mix humor with depth. So you can just use the humor to avoid tension. So you can say something really deep, then make like a joke to sort of back off the tension and then go back into things. Like that's something I find myself doing subconsciously with my friends a lot. Is I'll be saying some really deep story about, like, for example, my friend said that he wanted to retire on like a farm or something. And obviously like that actually sounds kind of sick, you know, growing your own stuff, but you can make like some little joke about him being, you know, up in the morning rolling around in the mud or whatever, or some I don't remember the joke, but whatever. So you can make some dumb joke about him, like or him like milking the cows, just like imagine him, oh, you're going to be doing this every day, you know, that sort of thing, right? Like, and then you go back into the real talk. But the problem is, if you use it incorrectly, it can take too much tension away and it can ruin the moment. So you need to be really intentional about it. And lastly is creating safe spaces. I know I don't want to be sounding like one of those weirdos, but just go for a drive or go for a walk. Like go pretty much just going somewhere private where you can have those sort of conversations. Like I still remember me and my friends sat on like this bridge and overlooked this park, and we were just sat on the bridge, no one in sight. It was in the middle of like a bush walk, and we had this deep conversation for like 3 hours, and we thought it'd only been half an hour because of how interesting the conversation was. And so it was sort of like a safe space. But yeah, I know the word is a bit cringe, so yeah. So first of all, the ramifications for friendship, so like the consequences for friendship is, you know, number 1, you get respect, you get the trust, you get the honesty. Great. Your surface level friendships disappear, which is good because the friends that remain are the ones that you value and the ones that you can trust and the ones that will be there for you when you need them the most. I've said this plenty of times in other videos, but I think it's so important. So I'm going to say it again. It's better to have 5 friends than 20 colleagues. I'll say it again, and I really want you to pay attention. It's better to have 5 friends than 20 colleagues. See, most people think that the more friends they have, the better. But the reality is, I've been in both situations. And of course, it's better to have 20 friends than 5 friends. But the situation of being with 5 really high quality people as opposed to 20 just low quality friends, it's night and day. Like there's so much more connection with the 5. So yeah, you need to figure out who those friendships are. And again, watch my video on dumping your friends to get the bigger picture on this. Nextly, what the next is the dating angle. So this is the connection that most guys miss, is learning to be real with your mates can actually teach you to be real with girls as well. And I've said this a billion times, but you know, it's sort of obvious advice, but so many people forget this, that girls just want you to be real with them. Like if you're putting on some facade or acting like a character that they can tell and you just come off as needy or a weirdo. So learning this skill will literally have dating ramifications as well, which is great. You create actual attraction through depth, which is fantastic. So yeah, I want you to frame your identity as that charmer. Watch that video on that identity shift. And I want you to go into these conversations as the person who has deep conversations and approach them like that. And stop trying to be a people pleaser. Like, instead of being in the conversation thinking, oh, I hope that they don't think I'm weird for having these conversations, I hope that they're not weird for not wanting to have these conversations. Like, if they're not wanting to have these conversations, they're the weird ones, and you're above them. You don't need them, right? Stop pedestalizing them. Yeah, stop being a people pleaser. So yeah, remember, start simple. Just build those questions a bit more in depth. Share some personal things, that sort of thing. Yeah, if this was helpful, consider subscribing. Join the Discord for more social tips and becoming that charmer. Yeah, like the video because it really does help YouTube recommend it to people. And yeah, if you want more, also drop a comment. Tell me about how you're gonna pursue deeper connections or about a deep connection you've built because of this video. And yeah, I'll make a video in the future about how to handle it if people can't handle the real you. All right, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.